Brussels Cone, and I am here with a quick Friday sews. I started a new job about a month ago, and so I have not gotten a lot of sewing done, but I do have two things that I made, either one before I started and then one a couple weeks ago that I wanted to share. So the first I am super duper proud of, it is this, oh goodness, where can I put this so you can see? Western wear dress. I got this pattern for free at the Minnesota State Fair, and I mean, I'll just see if like you can see this collar is incredible. So it is like a Western wear dress, and there was like the wild overlay that you could have done. Um, and I would love to make one in denim with like a two-tone denim next. Um, and I really had just a ton of fun making this dress. I really focused on my pattern matching. I did a pretty darn good job, and I went slow and steady on all my top stitching. All the top stitching all the way around was just, I had a lot of fun with it. It was a really good pattern. I'm trying to see if like I can show you the hem. It has like a super curved hem and a very high slit. So I ended up wearing this for our family Christmas photos. And I did not wear tights because I didn't have tights that were the right color. And I really regretted it. It came up a little bit higher than I probably would have wanted. But I have ordered some black, well, I have got black tights and have asked for black boots for Christmas. So hopefully going forward, that will not be a problem. But this was the first time I ever really did like a proper collar stand. And it was just really fun. It was really great to do that, and it came together super well. I'm really happy with it. Hopefully, I have been putting in pictures over here while I've been talking of me in this dress. Like I said, I wore it for family photos, and I think it's one of the first things I have made that doesn't look super duper homemade. Um, so I really very happy with this. I got the fabric also for free, so I didn't have a ton. There was no extra, and I had to scale up the pattern. Like I said, I got the pattern for free, so it did not come in my size. So I graded it out, and I was such a good girl. I knotted all my darts. I did a really good job, and then of course go to try it on, and it doesn't fit. So I ended up taking the back darts out, and it fits kind of very tightly. I would absolutely make it again in a stretch, which is what the pattern calls for. But this is what I had. I had a very specific Christmas vision, and I think it turned out actually. So really very happy with that. It's a stretch and sew, I think is the pattern name. I'll pop a picture up of the actual pattern as well. And then I had gone to the SR Fabrics store out in the suburbs, and I had bought this cotton lawn. And so I had cut out a hinterland tee. I think even when I like filmed that haul, I had already cut this out. So I was able to get this kind of whizzed up. I did my standard pattern adjustment for this. So I find it just to be a little too short. I don't love looking like Winnie the Pooh. I want it to be a little bit longer and like fully cover the waistband of any jeans I might wear this with. It is wrinkly because I just washed it. Um, so I add 2 inches where it says to add length, or take length out in the pattern. I also this time brought the neck in. So I just drew a dot an inch in from where the neck normally is, um, and regraded the curve on both the front and the back piece. Because I have found on some of my other hinterlands that you can pretty much always see a bra strap. It's kind of wanting to go one way or the other, and I don't love that. I want to keep those underpinnings under. So doing that has solved my problem. I did not remember to save a copy of that pattern piece. I think I just did it straight on the fabric. So next time I will make an actual proper duplicate pattern piece and save that. I have also done the hinterland where I've redrawn the neck into more of a square neckline. I find that pattern, I find it really versatile. I really like, I don't know how to do this high low in the front and back. I just find that to be really very flattering. So I have kind of hacked it a couple different times to make it be what I want. So I had big Christmas, fall, winter sewing plans. I don't see any of that happening before Christmas. So now we're less than 2 weeks out from Christmas Day, and that is just not going to happen. I do have the wool, and I bought a pattern to make a men's wool shirt for my husband. He is going to be content to get that in January. He understands that. And then I do also have all of the pattern pieces and stuff for a dress wool coat for myself. And unfortunately, it is just a bear of a time of year to be doing sort of those fun projects. I have some other, I just have a lot of other stuff going on. Like I said, I just recently started a new job. I have been there about a month. And so just really trying to get my feet under myself there, deal with the holiday season, and with 2 kids in elementary school and all of that sort of like regular old life stuff. So one of my New Year's resolutions is to just be a little bit more intentional in my sewing practice and make sure that I am continuing to pick patterns and things that are challenging and that I'm growing my sewing skills. I feel like a lot of this year, what I did is stuff like this, just really quick, satisfying wins. I think there's like 4 seams and some hems on a hinterland top. And so, you can just kind of bang those out, right? And so I really had a lot of fun making that dress that was so much more difficult than any other pattern I have taken on in a while. So I am really looking forward to kind of expanding and doing some more of those challenging things. I also have gotten some new to me fabrics, between like real 100% wool, and then I also got like an incredible bouncy tangerine scuba at the Creative Reuse sale that the University of Minnesota's Textile Center had put on, that I'm just sort of like trying to figure out what to do with. And so I think looking ahead to 2026 and picking those things that are just a little bit more challenging, a little bit new, and continuing to try new things in my sewing time is going to be really, really good. I'm really looking forward to it. I am looking forward to the new year, having less things to do. I don't know if that's true for us elementary school moms, but a girl can dream. So anyway, I hope you have had a good sewing week. I would love to hear sort of what you've been working on. Maybe you've actually gotten Christmas presents done. That would be great. I'm jealous, but great for you. And anyway, have a good one. Thanks, guys.